All right, so this is my second attempt at a 1 versus 1 Automa game of Hegemony, and I'll run it back with the same setup I had last time, with the working class being the Automa player and the capitalist class being the live player, me making the decisions. But I've set it up a little bit different this time. I'm hoping the overhead camera works a little bit better than it did the first time. And now I put the two boards next to each other so they can both be on the other screen and just have that second screen, and we'll see how that goes. With the audio, I'm still working on a perfect solution. I think the mic I have right now is better than the one I had in the last video, but you might notice there's some residual background noise. So do the best I can with it, and if you don't notice that in the video, maybe I was able to get some work done to make that a little bit better. But let's go ahead and jump right in. So in the first round of the game, we skip the preparation phase, and then we move right on then to the action phase, right? So the Automa will go first with that. So we'll let them flip their first card. And their first card says buying goods and services is their first option. And to buy goods and services, they have to be able to buy at least at least one of the three resources: health, education, luxury, in a quantity that will allow them to increase prosperity. Right now, their population is currently 3, so they have to be able to buy at least 3 of a good. And when we look at the criteria, the first thing that they're looking at is a good or service that is free. And if they none of the options that we have are free, so we move to the second one: 3 or more unemployed, unskilled workers. There are currently 2, so that wouldn't work. And then we would do the cheapest of the options that you have available. So health, education, and luxury. Right now, they can either buy education for 12 here and 10 here. They can buy luxury for 12, or they can pay the 3 plus 6 is 9. And actually, I never put out one of these things, these markers to represent L2 is where the price is at. So 3 plus 6 is 9. And then the other option is healthcare is at a cost of 5 currently. So that would be their best option then, would be to pay 5 each, or pay for 3 of them, and it costs 5. So 5 times 3 is 15, which they have enough to do that. So they can pay that to the state and get, so 20, and then get their 5 back. All right, so that would be their first move. So they've completed that. Also, well, this changes things a bit, actually. Seeing that they can do that, they can pay a half price. So instead of getting the healthcare, then if we look, other options would be available, and health, or the education would be the higher priority then, because you would do healthcare as a lower priority than the others. So we're going to end up getting the education as the upgrade instead of the healthcare, since we were able to buy it at half price. So what they do is then they immediately are going to use that, and then when they do the skilled worker, they've got criteria for that as well. We don't have trade union option, so that one is not available. And again, trade union wouldn't work. Most available slots in a company. So currently we have a fairly even amount of available slots. If assigned, make you meet the requirements for a trade union. So we already have 2 healthcare people out there, and we have 2 education people, and we have 2 slots for those, each of those. So those would be the 2 we're going to target. Let's see, healthcare, education, whichever is more expensive, or random between the 2. So currently education is more expensive, So that would be the one that we'll target. So they will upgrade that worker for this round. Okay, so going down the line, we just follow the criteria on the cards and move through. All right, so they went first as the capitalist player. Um, so far, what I have seemed to determine, I don't know if this is exactly the best strategy, but in what I've played so far, the few games I've played, I like getting taxes as low as I can to try to make it so I can keep as much money as I can. Um, a lot of the other policies are helpful, but if I can get those taxes down, that's going to be my first priority. So I haven't looked at these cards yet, so I'm going to look through. Um, Influence is really, really important for all the teams. So anything I can do to help with that is helpful. So this one I'm going to definitely do at some point in the round. Health crisis. Um, I'm not, well, I don't have any health right now, so that's not going to be something I'm going to do. So that one I could eventually discard. Same deal with higher education program. Offshore companies helps me avoid some taxes, so that's a good thing to do. So I'll probably want to do that at some point. Okay, so this one is good as well. Industrialization. I can pay half the cost for a business, and I've got an automated grain farm, so I can make it so I can buy that for cheap. So I'll definitely want to do that as well. Buy a cheaper company, okay, and then sell to the foreign market, and I can sell 6 of the cell phones for 10 each. Maybe that's helpful, maybe that's not. So um, these two where I can sell to the state for 10 each, those I will probably use up, but I'm going to start by focusing in on some of these foreign policies. So foreign trade, I want to make it so trade is expensive for the other teams. Um, so I can make sure that I can have my prices be more attractive to them. I don't want them importing from the foreign market. So I'm going to do that card first, tap into the markets, and I will get to add 2 voting cubes to the bag. And frankly, that's what's more important to me, is to get more voting cubes in the bag so that I can do well on all of my different proposals. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to propose that the foreign trade goes up to L3 this round. Okay, so from there, we're going to go back to the Automa. Okay, and all right, so now their first attempted move is assigning workers, and they can do 2 assigned workers to a company, so they happen to have these 2 workers available where they can put them on a company and they can put them on my college. So they will do that. Okay. All right. So now that that's the case, and I can produce 6 more education, that card that I mentioned earlier, the one where I could sell the education to the state, perhaps I might hold on to that one instead of rushing to get rid of it, since I know that I'll be able to get some education. Okay, so then I'll take my next move. All right. So eventually I'm going to want, so I have 5 moves total. So I'll do industrialization right now, and I'll buy that automated grain farm so I can get some extra food. Food is a really important commodity in this game because it costs more than the other things and is needed by both the middle class and the working class. So you can either get money from them, or it's also really important because in the exports, you can get more money from food than you can from the other areas. So, or the other goods and services. So I'm going to put that automated grain farm down. I have to pay for half of it, so I have to pay 13, and the state will pay 12. So they can keep 3 here. They pay 12, and I will pay 13. So I'll get 7 back for my 20. right. Okay, so I've taken my second turn. Okay, and now, all right, so goods and services. So the amount of money they have, can they buy something for 15? It seems that, okay, so the education, let's see, first of all, public education company with workers does a production first, so they can do that. And let's see, oh, so public education company. So first thing that'll happen then, okay, so they can do the purchase because the healthcare, it costs 5, so they're going to spend the rest of their money, and that will get them 3 healthcare. So they'll be able to get the 3, and 2 will go back. And actually, I just realized that earlier I made a bit of a mistake in that when I got the education and the upgrade, the prosperity went from 0 to 1. I did not give them the point, the victory point for that. Yeah, so it's not a big mistake. It was easy to rectify that, but I just want to make sure I do that right. All right, so now that they've got their 3 healthcare, they will do their using healthcare, and they will upgrade their population, and they get another unskilled worker over here, and that also moves them up the prosperity. So they get 2 points for that, plus an additional 2 points. And then the production that happened here was going to put 4 more education and public services. So 4 more victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're up to 5. Okay. And actually looking back at, yeah, again, I believe this was the card I had. I didn't do the extra action with it. It said that you get 4 for each worker that's assigned to the company. So that means that they assigned earlier the 2 workers to my college. So I have to pay them 8. So I'll get change for my 50, 20, 40, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now they have a little bit more money to work with, and I have a little bit less. Okay. All right, so now I'm doing my third move. Okay. I think at this point I want to start moving the tax in my favor. So I'm going to do the health, or I'm going to discard the health crisis to propose a bill related to taxation and put that there. Okay, so move taxation from A to B is my proposal. Okay, and back to the Automa. Okay, buying goods and services. Okay, so now 8 is not enough to buy anything currently. So we move to the second one, which is a proposal of a bill, welfare state healthcare. That is something that they can do a bill for. So they're trying to move it their direction. So they're going to propose that bill over there. Okay. And then it moves to me. And this is my 4th move this round. Okay. And I see 3 bills out there, and I want as many of them to go in my favor. So I am going to focus on applying political pressure just because I want to guarantee myself as much, as high of a percentage chance as I can to win these rounds. Okay, so I'll put 3 of my cubes in the bag, and the card I will discard is going to be global branding, because to me at this point that, while helpful, it seems like the least advantageous card out of the ones that I have available. Okay, and then the Automa will take their last play this round, and again the goods and services, they still don't have anything that they could do with that. assigning workers. They can't do anything with that. They can propose a bill, welfare, state, healthcare. They already have a bill on the table for that. And then fiscal policy, they can do that proposal. So that is the one they will do and propose that to the middle. Okay. All right. My last play then will be I'll discard, even though the potential for education is good, um, for 10 each, yeah, 10 each can be quite a bit of money. So, I think it's better to keep that. And the investment opportunities can be a helpful card, but the amount of money that I have to pay extra, I can make that up if I do the if I do the higher education program. Selling for that much money will be a big boost to me. So I'll hold on to that and make use of that. So I need to pay 30 to get from my capital to get 3 of the purple influence tokens, which will allow me to have more say in how an important election goes. So influence is really, really important in this game, especially early game. So getting cubes in the bag for political pressure and lobbying can be really, really important to get the policies moving the direction that we want them to move. Okay, so that's all the actions. So then we will move to production. So production will happen at the various locations. So as the capitalist, we need to pay 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60 to the working class. And then the public sector, the government's going to pay 40 to them. So I'll trade that out. And then 20, 40, and then they'll have another 10 for that 50. So now the working class has a little bit of money, but they're going to need to cover their needs. So they're going to have to do that. Okay, so then the capitalist gets 6 education. They'll get 4, 5, 6 food. Their max is 8. So if I go much beyond that, I'm going to have to put them in the free trade area and eventually start selling it as exports. And then also the third thing is the shopping malls. So I'll get 6 more for that. And then the state is going to get 4 education. So they can do production plus 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're maxed out now. They can't get any more production out of that. And then they also need to get 4 healthcare. Okay. All right, so that's the production piece. We'll now cover needs. So the working class currently has 3 as their population, so they'll need to cover the needs there. So that's going to, they don't have any source of their own. It costs them 15 to buy from the imports. So since it's more expensive, they'll buy the less expensive option. Okay, so for doing that, the 12 is lower than 15, so they are going to pay for the 3. So 12, 24, 36. Okay, 20. Trade out that 20 for 2 10s. 20, 30, 5, 6. 36 to the capitalist player. Okay, so they've covered their needs, they've eaten their food, and that part is done. IMF, state treasury is fine at this moment. We'll see if that stays true the entire game, but since it's fine for now, move right to paying the taxes. So taxes for each class are going to be a little different. For the working class, we're basing it on the policies that are currently in place. So this is all happening before we do our movements on the election. So it's where the black markers are, not the blue and the red markers. So currently the 2 labor market policy is at B, and 3 taxation is currently at A. So 2B, 3A is 4 times the population. So 4 times 3 means that they are going to have to pay 12 in taxes to the state treasury. And then for the capitalist class, they have 2 taxes. One is the tax policy times the operational companies. So the tax policy is 5 currently to start, and then you have 3 companies, so 15 that they have to pay for that tax. Okay, and then corporate tax is going to be their revenue. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 30 is in the third one, and then A is the taxation policy, so they have to pay 12. All right, so get rid of that 20, do 2 10s. Okay, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so neither side really made a ton of headway this round. The working class has a little bit of money that they can work with right now, but 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and they're able to move up 1, and notice every time you move up 1, you get 3 victory points, and then when you move, you also get the number that's underneath. So 3 plus 1 is 4 more that they're going to get when that move happens. Let's see, when you move your revenue to capital. Okay, so that's happening now, so I'll just account for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we wouldn't make any move after that. Okay, so that is the end of paying taxes. And then elections phase, we refill the bag, and at that point, okay, there are going to be 5 yellow cubes that are going to go into the bag. Okay, those don't do anything in a 2-player game. They just are neutral ones that fill the bag, and then each side is for capitalists and working class are going to get half of either population or companies, or operational companies. So the capitalist has 3 fully operational companies, so they get half plus, or rounded up. So since it's 3, that's going to be 2 blue cubes that are going to go into the bag. And then since the population is 3 currently for the working class, 2 cubes are also going to go into the bag. Okay, so we refill the bag, and now we'll carry out the elections. First policy is going to be the fiscal policy. So the working class is definitely for that, and the capitalist is going to go against that. And let's see how this goes. We'll pull 5 from the bag. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so with that, it is tied currently, meaning the Automa is winning, and I am going to save my influence because of the fact that while fiscal policy might be helpful in making it so workers come to my companies, it's more important to me to make sure that I get the taxation to go my direction. So I want to save my influence cubes for that. So spending influence when winning, okay. All right, so the other side, if they have the exact number needed to win, they draw 1. If they have more influence than needed to win, they draw X, where X is the difference plus 1. Okay, so let's see. Has more influence than is needed to win. So I've got 4, so I guess we'll just draw those 4. Well, X is the difference. So the difference is 3. So we'll do 4 cards and see where we end up. And he just really needs one. This one does not have the influence symbol in the corner, so that doesn't count. That one does, so they will spend that influence, but I've chosen not to, so they are going to win that round. Okay, so fiscal policy changes, and they get to go up 1, 2, 3, since they proposed that policy, and they won. Okay, now we're going to go to taxation policy. Draw another 5 from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Okay, this time Capitalist is for it, and the Automa is against it. They do not have any more influence to spend, so therefore I'm just going to put 1 in, and that's going to be enough to swing it, because you just need to have the equal number if you are the one proposing the change. So with that 2 for yes, 2 for no, 2 that were neutral, their 2 go back in the bag. Actually, I don't think I put mine back in the bag last time, so I guess the Automa gets a little bit of an advantage since I didn't do that. But I win taxation policy change 1, 2, 3 for this next round. And then we'll now move to the welfare state. Okay, 5 more. Now we're back to Automa wants it. I don't want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, this time it's 1 and 1. Okay, So the interesting thing here is that if they get things cheap, they can get more population, which could be helpful for me to staff my businesses. But now that they have the public sector, so actually since that public sector moved, when number 1 moved, these next 3 will flip over. Now they will probably try to get their workers working in the public sector, which doesn't help me. So because of that, I'm going to try to oppose that policy. I'll use a second influence for that. Actually, let me just double check this. Yep. Okay. I'm against it. I'm using my influence. They don't have influence. Theirs goes back in the bag. Their policy is blocked, and it stays where it is at. Okay. Lastly, foreign trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So this one is in my favor right from the get-go. So they don't have influence to influence it, so I can keep mine, and that one is going to be a winning policy. Now imports are more expensive, but our business deals go away. And I get 1, 2, 3 victory points for myself. And then the 1 cube that is red goes back in the bag for them to have another attempt at it. Okay, so that's elections. And now we'll check no trade unions, fully operational companies. Oh, that's middle class. I don't need to worry about that. Check capital, score wealth track. I already did that earlier when I upgraded everything. So I've already done that. And I'll try to do that in the right spot next time. State. We don't need to worry about those. So then we go back to the beginning. Okay. Since taxation moved, our taxes are going to go down. Goes down to 4. So it goes down 1 less for the taxation. But there's also the multiplier. So when you're at taxation A, you multiply the numbers for the welfare state, healthcare, and education by 2 each. So now we're multiplying it by 1. So now we have 2, 3, and then this one doesn't have any. So now we go down as another 1. So we go from 5, 4, 3. All right. So that's where that's going to be, and that's going to be huge for saving money in upcoming rounds. Okay. So we move the round marker. There are no loans. Prosperity goes down by 1. And then we don't need to reveal action and political, or we don't need to reveal events and political action, political agendas. We draw our action cards. I had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we'll start again on our next round. Okay. Oh, new companies is one more that we'll do first. Wrong card. Okay. And that actually could be good. Hotel and fashion company could be helpful because they only need, they don't need any upgraded workers, so that could be helpful. New export card. And new workers and adjust population. So get 1 new worker plus okay, 1 new worker from the card, from the immigration policy, plus 2 more workers. So we'll get 3 more gray workers. So there are 4 total on the unemployed workers area. Okay, so now that we have our 7 cards for this round, we can see what options that we have. But first, we're going to let the Automa take their first move. Okay, so this time it's assigning workers, and currently they don't have an option because they need to upgrade some of their workers. So since they can't do that yet, they're going to move to their second option, which is buying goods and services. So they have to have 1 of 3, and currently the healthcare costs 10 and education costs 5 for them. The luxury is very expensive if they want to import it, or they can pay 12, but that's going to be more expensive than buying any of those things from the state. So it's down to healthcare and education. So free is not an option. 3 or more unemployed, unskilled workers, which they do now have that, they're going to buy their education, and they'll get 3 of those. That'll cost them 30 to the state. I'll get 10 back. Okay, and boom, they can now do an upgrade, which is going to allow them to upgrade 1 of their workers and gain 1 prosperity. Prosperity will get them 2 more victory points immediately. And now our skilled worker criteria. If there's one that can get them a trade union, that would be the first option, and 1 can. So they are going to be able to upgrade 1 of their workers to have the ability to get a trade union. Okay. So now they have what they need to do so when they do the upgrade. So the assumption would be that since we're doing assigning workers, we are doing an upgrade with the educate. Okay, no, sorry, we did. Okay, we bought goods and services. We're not assigning them at this point. So we bought the goods and services. We got the upgrade, and now we've got a skilled worker that we have purchased. Okay, so they have done that, and in the future we'll be able to assign a worker, and they'll probably assign them to a trade union first. Okay, so we still have higher education program. Might not be bad to do that soon and get some money. Competitive wages, they're nice and all, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, I like radical reforms. This is one of my favorite things and to do, and since only 1 bill can be assigned for each of the policies, this is one that is of the essence, because if the working class were to assign a bill for one that I wanted, I wouldn't be able to do that this round. So I'm going to do radical reform on taxation to get taxes as low as I can. And then you may not call for an immediate vote. That's fine. Yeah, and there are no policies that are at the socialism side of A, so there wouldn't be any that would be better than that anyway. Okay, so I've done that. All right, next play would be for the working class. Okay, and now they're going to assign, and then if we're at 7B or 7C, which we are at 7B, if you assign workers this turn, you get a skilled worker from the supply first. Okay, so with that, if assigned could form a trade union is the next thing. So healthcare is going to do that. Most available slots in companies, most available slots in unbuilt companies in players markets. Okay, so it's clear then that the skilled worker that they're going to get right now, the next trade union eligibility was going to be for healthcare, or sorry, healthcare. So that's going to be the one that they get. So they've gotten that, and now they're going to assign at least 2 unemployed workers to one or more companies, or 1 worker to a trade union, which they can do. And when they assign workers, you can assign up to 3. So they're going to first assign the trade union, because that's the most important thing for them to be. And then the other thing that they can do is that they can assign these the white skilled worker and one of the unemployed workers. So then for the assigned criteria, you form a trade union first, which we've done. Most unemployed workers assigned. So if there's one that has 3, we would do that, but they're not. Fulfills requirements of trade union, yep, that we're going to do. Highest wages is next. So I need to get a few more of these tokens. The thing is, they're all going to be the same. They're all going to be 20. So that's not a tiebreaker. Public company is going to be next. So that is going to be the tiebreaker. They're going to go to the public hospital. Okay? All right. So that assigned the workers. And okay, so that's 2 rounds, or two plays for them. Okay. So next for the capitalist, I'm gonna, well, taxes, I don't have a bunch of money right now, so the wages, can't really do that much with wages. Exports, I don't care about that, so that I'm going to get rid of. Non-operational, I can't do this right now. Sell to the foreign market, you might sell up to 4 for 15 each. Okay. For food. Okay. That might not be bad either. But I think what I'm going to do is I want to get some money. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could get 80 from the state to sell. Well, but I don't know if they can, if they don't have the capacity, since I'm not sure of that. If I'm able to sell it to them when they can't hold the capacity, I'm just not going to worry about that. I think maybe then I could still get 35 for 7. Perhaps I'll just lump it all together and just get as much money as I can from the global food crisis. I could still get a lot of money, so I can still sell 4 of the food on the export for the foreign market for 15 each. And so that'll get me 60. Side note, this is super important to get a lot of money from those exports to drive your economy. So then we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 will get me 35. So you can do as many of these options on the export in one time. So I'll get my 35 for that. And while it might be more efficient to wait for a higher price, I want to maximize each of my moves, and I want to get as much as I can now to open up space for me to produce more later. And in my mind, it's better to keep things moving along than to have to do another export move later when maybe it's not the ideal move for me to make at that time. 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's perfect because I got 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could do both of those for the luxury, 40, 50, 65. So it's another 65 I can get from selling the luxuries to the foreign markets. So 65, I just went from no money to having 100 and 20, 30, 40, 50, 160 from that place. So that was the more worthwhile move than selling the healthcare anyway. Okay. All right. So that's my second play for this round. Okay. All right. Next one. Okay. The bill, welfare state, healthcare. Then okay. So for this one, they could move it to if they had the policy at C, they could go for A. But since it's at B, they're just going to try to go for A on that one. Okay. All right, so back to the capitalist player for the third play. So I'm going to have to pay 60 in wages. So now that I've got a lot of money, I think the offshore companies being able to move half of my capital, I've got 160, to be able to move 80 out of there, 50, 60, 70, 80, and not have to pay taxes on it will be a really helpful thing for me. Okay, and then the fourth play, okay, is assigning workers is the first option, and there are no companies that have only unskilled workers available, so they'll have to move to the buying, and they've got 30, and first priority is education, so it costs 10 for the education, so they can pay all their money, and they'll be able to get 3 more education from the state and get their prosperity up. So they'll get 1, 2, 3 for that. And now they're also going to upgrade one of their workers. And okay, so now they have 4 people in the public hospital. So, or the public hospital and, yeah, 2 public hospitals. So that's 4 workers working in healthcare. So that's going to be their priority because that's going to be the one that can move them towards getting a trade union. Okay, back to the capitalist. Okay, so I don't need this higher education program anymore. So I want to, okay, so education is still on my side. Labor market. You know, it would probably be helpful for me to try to get the public sector, get the hospital closed in the public sector so I can get the workers working for me at the clinic. So I'm going to discard this and propose a bill to move the public sector back to letter C. So that's going to be beneficial for me. I'm not really using it, but put it back at the bottom. Okay. All right. So just trying to maximize resources for my benefit. That also slows them down on the union unless they get workers to me on the clinic. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, fourth play. Okay, so they're going to propose a bill. Labor market. Okay, they are going to propose one that goes to C, A. They want it to go toward them at the socialism end. They want me to spend more money on their work. So it's their fifth. And just like, okay, so I need 60, and I have 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, so they don't have any influence, and I have 2. So I guess I can kind of see what happens here. And since I have to pay them, I'm not going to buy more influence, but I can discard the competitive wages card because I need the policy to stay at L2 for this to be a benefit anyway. So, and that I'm going to discard that card and apply political pressure and put 3 cubes in the bag that are blue for the capitalist player. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have done that. Action phase production now. All right, so capitalist 20, 40, 60, 80. Pay more than I thought anyway. 50, 60, 70. I got to pay all that to the. I miscounted, so it's a good thing I did not spend any of that money. Okay. Oh no, never mind. It is only 60. That clinic is not operational yet, so I get to keep 20, and then 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, or 50, 60. Okay, so working class is making some money. But now production happens, so 6 education, 6 food for the capitalist player, and 6 6 of the luxury, and then 4 education for the state, and then 4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's see, 8 plus 6, 14, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so they have maxed out their health care if the working class does not buy anymore in their next round. Okay. All right. So now we need to cover needs, and when it comes to covering their needs, they are going to look for the best value in terms of their price. So yeah, so cheapest price is still currently, I have it for 12. So 12, 24, 36. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20, 35, 36 to the capitalist. 3 food in, and boom, they've eaten their food. They are good to go for this round. Oh, though, now actually, let me count that again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. They've actually moved up this round, so they actually have to pay another 12. And I think they might have made out like bandits a little bit earlier when they got that upgrade. Actually, we're going to make them pay that extra 10 for the extra education that they just got their last upgrade on. During this production phase, they also get, oh, sorry, goodness, putting all these things in the wrong spot. Okay, they get an influence during the production phase. And then after that happens, their needs are covered. Now everybody's going to pay their taxes. So now taxes are 4 times for the working class. The policies are both for 2 and 3 are both B. So B, 4. 4 times 4 is going to be 16. So 20, 30, 40, 5, 10. Okay. So 10, 15, 16 to the state. And then for the capitalist, they are going to have to pay 3 times 1, 2, 3. So they're going to have to pay 9 to the state for their companies. And then their revenue ends up 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 2, or 20, 30, 40, 55, 6, 7, 8, 59. At the B policy, 59 is going to be another 15. Okay, so 15 more to the state. Okay. All right, so once we've done that, taxes are paid. This time, okay, this money is going to move over. This time I won't do the, I won't move up their points until we get to the scoring phase. Okay, taxes are done. Elections. Refill the bag. Okay, 5 more yellow cubes. And now we still have 2 for blue for the 3 companies that are active. And then we also have 2 for red for the fact that their population is 4 divided by 2. Okay, so first policy is fiscal policy. 1, 2, and this one, capitalist wants it. State does, or the working class does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is all that's all. So leave that in there. That is all the state player or working class player. They win. Okay, so that was a failure. Okay. All right, so now labor market, roles flip. Get 5 there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this time, and we don't want any of these to happen, do we? Okay, so this one's gone anyway. All right, red one goes back in the bag. That one's blocked. I'm not going to have any policy changes, are we? All right. Okay, this time taxes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, all blue, no red, so the Automa's not even going to try to block it. So that's a policy change for taxes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and those are out. Then finally, we're going to have the healthcare and benefits. Well, this will change. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so that one is all the Automa, and even if I wanted to, I've only got 2 influence, so I couldn't even really block that. So they are going to win that one and move healthcare and get 3 from that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they're up 16 to 13 right now. Okay. All right, so that's all the policies. That's a significant change. The nice thing about that is even though they get their cheap healthcare, I don't have to pay extra taxes on it because I got the taxation to C. So it's not a big deal for me. The biggest concern would be if the state runs out of money, then we might be impacted by it. But frankly, it's not as big of a deal for us, even if they do get impacted. It's just going to mean that our policy proposals to change are going to be impacted, and yeah, it's I'm not too worried about it, especially since we're just about at the end of the second round. I didn't move that round marker. Okay, but now taxes are down there. Okay, so I'll move these over here for now. But okay, Elections are done, so now unions. Okay, so the state gets 2 more points because of that. And now capitalists. Okay, how much money do they have? 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 135, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 142. So, okay. So let's go. So they're going to go up to number 6. So we'll go one at a time. 2 plus 3 is 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 3 is 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 3 is 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 plus 3 is 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 plus 3 is 9 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're not quite at 150 yet. Okay, so we're at 48. So that was a big move to get all that money that round. Okay, so that's what we need to do for that round. Now we'll move to round 3. Okay, prosperity will drop by 1. But then we'll draw new action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll reveal any new companies, but I did not purchase any companies that round, though this time I think I would maybe want to do that so I can get more more production with the fact that there are unskilled workers that I could hire at the hotel and the fashion company. Okay, reveal new companies, draw a business deal, no business deal because of the tax policy, but then export card, we'll get rid of that one, get a new one. Okay, and then new workers, so just like we did last round, we are going to get 2 more unskilled workers in the working area, and then get a 3rd one. So now we got a whole bunch of people who want to work. So that probably puts the impetus on the capitalist player to provide places for them to work, or else we might get demonstrations. Though I guess with the trade union player, or yeah, the skilled guy's going to go in a trade union, so he's not going to be working with anybody. Okay. All right, so taking all the extra Automa cards, put them underneath, and we'll go for our next round. Okay. Oh, before we do that, just population. 1, 2, 3 more. Okay, so now they're getting a lot of people. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They're at 17, which is 5 population. Okay. A bill. Proposed bill, foreign trade. You can do 2 bills if they want to, foreign trade and labor market. So that's a nice start for them. Foreign trade, their preferred policy for foreign trade is going to be for number 6 is going to be C, and it's at A currently, so they're going to go to B. And then for labor markets, they are trying to go for A. So they'll propose both of those bills. And now I'll take my turn, and let's see what I've got available this time. Oh, then unemployment, I might be able to make use of that. I don't really care about foreign market insight. And we don't have any business deals, so I'll get rid of that one. We don't need to do a tax policy, but I'll save that in case they do later. Want to get rid of another foreign partner. For each company that you own in agriculture. Okay, so that one's good. If 6A is in effect, which it is, also count companies in the luxury. Okay, so this one's going to be a really good one for me. So I'm going to want to do that one at some point. 7 victory points for 50 capital. Yeah, I think that's going to be something I do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make some money. So why don't I discard the foreign market insight to sell to the foreign market. So 3 gets me 3 food gets me 30. I have 6 cell phones, so I can do 40 for that. Well, that should be in my revenue. And then 5, 6, 7 education. I can keep 1 and get 35. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 105 to work with. Okay. All right. Automa takes their second move. Okay, so buying goods and services. Okay. Free is their first priority, which now healthcare is free for them, and they need 5. So they will get 5 healthcare for free from the state. That's really nice for them. That will allow them to get to assign or get a unskilled worker and move their population up 1. Additionally, they get to use healthcare, so they get 2 victory points plus 3, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 23. Okay. Okay. My turn now. So now I want to build one of these companies so they can assign workers. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to discard the foreign partner and then buy the hotel. Okay, so hotel costs 15. Okay, and then let's get one of these cubes on, call it 25. Okay. All right, and now, okay, buying goods and services. Again, they're able to get free free healthcare, so they're going to get that. And now they need 6. Oh, so now they just need to get 6. Boom, and they assign another unskilled worker. Really hope they don't do a demonstration. That's gonna hurt. Okay, and now they're up to 19, and then they get 1 more prosperity plus 2, so that's 4. For prosperity plus 2 is 6 more victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'll take my next turn then. All right, so I've built my hotel, so I feel good about that. I can, okay, I'm going to use the unemployment program initiative, assign unemployed workers to one of your non-operational companies, and I'll get 5 for this from the state for each worker assigned that way. So I will assign 3 of these unemployed workers to my hotel, and the state will have to pay me 15 this round because of that. So I got more money to work with. Okay, so that's 3. Now 4. Okay. All right, they are running low on healthcare, so now they can focus on education. Education costs 10, but they would need 6, so they would have to pay 60, 20, 30, 45. So they can't afford to do that. And since they can't afford to do that, we're going to move to the second option, which is assigning workers. And they can assign up to 3. They can't, so they're gonna, let's see, forming a trade union is first. Okay, so that's gonna be their first priority. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do that with this worker. and they can't do anything with the other workers because they don't have another place to assign them. Okay. All right. Okay, so they have done that as their option. Oh, you know what? They just got healthcare twice. So round 2 and 3, I did not give them their extra bonuses. So 2B or C. 2B currently, state gives you 1 for each of your employed workers first. Okay, so that round, last round, 4 of these workers were out. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that the state gave them. Half the cost of cell phones bought from other players is paid by the state, but they didn't do cell phones, so okay. All right. Well, but actually, though, are they going to do the assigned workers now? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so now that I backed up a minute, I didn't assign. Now we're looking at buying 6 education, and they would need 60, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh, they're still, okay, they're still short. They're still short. So they're still going to assign the trade union, and none of that changes. Okay. All right, so that's 4. Okay, so my play now. Okay, now I'm going to make use of this trade lobby protectionism. So I have the foreign trade at A, so I can count luxury companies. So 2 cubes in the bag for each in the agricultural industry. We'll have 2 of those. I can also count luxury as well. So because I have 2 luxury and 2 agriculture, that's going to be 8 blue cubes I can add to the bag. So that'll be really huge for elections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cubes. So these cubes in the bag are huge. Okay. All right. Now the Automa will do their last move. Okay. And proposing a bill. All right. And they can propose a bill. So labor market is their first option. Nope, they're not going to do that. And then taxation. Okay. So taxation is their other one. And they can call an immediate vote based on their extra move that they have here, since we're doing the first one. Okay, so they're calling an immediate vote on that. They don't have to spend any of their influence to do so. So I will try to stop them. They will try to get it through. So for a lot of blue cubes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually probably pretty good that we're doing this before they put more cubes in to help my percentages with the fact that I just put 8 blue ones in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, absolutely. So I got 3, and they've only got 1 influence available. So I defeated their bill with my 3 blue cubes, and they have 0. So, phew, stop that taxation bill. Okay. All right, my last one that I'm going to do, could put more in the bag. I already blocked them on taxes, so that's most important to me. Foreign trade is nice. I don't care about that as much. Labor market is helpful to have. So I think, okay, I'm going to need to pay workers. I don't have enough to do the private island, so I'm going to discard this card, and I'm going to put 3 more blue cubes in the bag just to help my percentages with the labor market in particular. Okay, so that is the last of our actions. So now we'll do production, 20, 40, 60, 85. 20, 40, 60, 85 to the working class. And then 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60 Yeah, the state is running out of money. Okay, that'll be interesting. With production, they also are going to pick up 2 influence. And this is where these trade unions are making a big deal because they can just start racking up the influence to impact elections. They now have more than me, so they might be able to have a huge advantage when it comes to that labor market there. I better hope that I get a lot of cubes pulled from the bag in my favor. So they got the influence cubes for production. Now they're going to have to cover their needs. Oh, well, here, let's actually do the production first. So the capitalist gets 6. Education, they get 6 food, and they get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the luxuries. So 5, 10, 11, 12. Now 12 is the max that I can have on the board. So 1 will go to the free trade market. I cannot sell the free trade market items to other players, but I can sell it on the foreign trade market. Next up after that is the production for the state. For education, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they max out at 10, so they only get 1 less than that. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they're not going to go by that. They get 8 more. 4 plus 4 is 8. 9, 10, 11 is below the maximum of 14. Okay. So production's done, and now covering needs. Foreign market is still too expensive, so they'll go for the cheaper option, which is the capitalist player. Capitalist is selling them for 8. So 8 times 6, 48. So 20, 40, 5. Oh, perfect. 6, 7, 8. Pay for that. They've fed all their people. And once the needs are covered, everybody's going to pay their taxes. So now we've got the labor market at B and taxation at C. So B and C is still 4. 4 times 6 is 24. So I'll pay 25 and get 1 back. And then the capitalist is first going to pay for their 1, 2, 3, 4 operational companies times the tax rate, and the tax rate is 1. So 1 times 4. I have to really break the bank for $4. And then they also have 20, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 64. So at the C policy, that's going to cost them 10 to the state. Okay. All right. So then they'll be able to shift all that over, and then we'll count up that total a little bit later. Okay. Taxes have been paid, so now we'll refill the bag for the other policy proposals. So the state gets 2, and now the capitalist class gets 2. Working class, now that they're up at 6, half of that is 3, and then we'll put 5 more yellow ones in the bag as well. And we'll see what these policies do. Okay, labor market first. Okay, so the working class is for it. The capitalist class is against it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, capitalist is up 3 to 1. So now this is where these cards are relevant. Okay. So when you are losing, okay, if your side has more than is needed to win, which they do, spend necessary, okay, and then you do X, which is the total influence of the other side. Okay, so for this one, if they do that, I am going to, if one or more players are on your side. Oh, no, that one we would not use. Okay, sorry, we use this one if you're the only player. Okay, if the other side has, okay, they have the influence, which they do. If you have the exact influence needed to win, you draw one to spend all of it or not. Okay, so if they do 3, they'll have 4. I'm gonna do 1 and make sure I guarantee that, and then force them. Let's see, the other side has it. Okay, you have, yeah, so in that situation, I'm not sure if the Automa is supposed to know or not. I would rather make it more of a challenge and let the Automa keep their influence to use later when I put mine down, because actually, no, I'm going to use both of mine to guarantee a victory for myself to keep the labor market down. But then I'm going to just let the Automa keep theirs because it's going to be too easy otherwise if we continue to drain theirs. So, all right, so I'm going to block that policy by spending the rest of my influence. It was well worth it, but now they will get the benefit on foreign trade if they get a good draw. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Oh, this time. Oh. Let me redraw that. And I grabbed 6, didn't mean to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. All right. So this time it's tied. So they don't even need to use influence. They win that one. And then the Automa gets 3. 1, 2, 3 from that. Okay. My one blue one gets in the bag again. And the next thing we are going to do is, now that we've carried out all our elections, trade unions, 4 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So early on, they didn't have many, but they've been getting a lot of points as they've raised their prosperity and their trade unions. So those are huge things to do for the working class player. But now I get to add up my money for the capitalist: 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 185, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 196. So we'll go up 7, so that's 10 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're not quite at 200. So, okay. So we're done with that. Trade unions we've accounted for. So now we move round 4. Okay. No loans. Drop prosperity. Reveal events and political agenda. We don't need to do that. Draw action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll take the Automa's cards that they used, add them to the bottom of their stack, and reveal new companies. Okay, get a new one. Oh, no, wrong card. Okay, ooh, Stadium. Interesting. Okay. Business, deal, and export cards. Get rid of that one. Get a new one. And then new workers. 1, 2. And then that is a lot of unskilled workers. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to build that fashion company. But they just went up 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. We're off by 1. Okay. But, okay, that wouldn't have affected anything. They still would have been population 6 last round. But, okay. So now that number is accurate. And we'll take our actions. So we'll start with the Automa. Okay, they want to propose a bill. Labor market is the first option, so we'll let them do that first. And then they can also put 2 voting cubes in the bag because they did the first move. Okay. As long as I can keep the labor market away, as long as I can, it's okay. And I mean, if I keep my taxes low, then it doesn't really matter what else they do. Okay, so let's see what options I have this time. This I can still discard. This would be nice to use at some point. Extra shift. If I can make some money and get some extra food or get, it looks like an extra work, get some workers at the hotel, that would be really good. So I might do that first. Oh, and then this big bid rigging, I could also do that, but I don't want to bankrupt the state. So maybe I'll hold on to that and bankrupt him at the end of the round, next round. I'm not worried about the wages. This I can get rid of. Choose one of your non-operational companies. Assign workers from the supply to that company. Ooh, that would be really nice to do. 7B or 7C. Yeah, we've got that. Okay, I'm going to do that first. So, well, no, I need to make some money. Okay, so I'm going to do extra shift, and I need revenue. I don't have any money. Where can I get money right now? 20, 40, 60. We're going to pay taxes, right? 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, they can take out loans. They could take out 2 loans. Okay, I'll do that. I'm going to do bid rigging and sell 6 of my cell phones to the state. Not really sure where to put them. They can't be bought by anybody because they're just there. So that's going to get me 60 and 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And I will also pick up 1 influence as well. Okay, so now I've got something to work with moving forward this round. Okay, Automa takes their move. Okay, propose another bill. 2 more voting cubes in the bag. Okay, oh boy. Foreign trade, that they're trying to move that down the line. Actually, that should be 2 now. They're trying to pull it all the way to the bottom, and then that would be huge because then they might not buy from me anymore. So I'm going to want to really try to block that if possible. Okay, but now I'm going to do an extra shift and get my hotel workers to get some extra work in, pay them 25. And that will allow me to get 7 more cell phones to replace the ones that I just got rid of. 5, 10, 11, 12, and then got that. Okay. And then next thing we can do is with the Automa, round or play 3. Oh man, another one. Place your marker on your desired policy. Okay, labor market, they've already done that. Foreign trade. Okay, they've already proposed both, so they're going to move on. Assigning workers. Okay, so now they don't have any. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they can't do demonstration because we have too many slots available. So that's not an option. So they can't assign workers, so they'll go to buying goods, and they need to get 7 of something, and they can get 7 healthcare for free. So 5, 6, 7 healthcare from the state for free. They do that. They get to up their prosperity to 4, up their population, and that's also going to allow them to, okay, they get to up their prosperity for 4 points, plus 2 is 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I really need to buy that fashion company. So let's see what I have. Yeah, so I want to do that. I'm going to discard foreign partner to buy the fashion company. It costs 8. Yeah, I'm only gonna have one play this round. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And get 2 more back. Just do a whole bunch of production. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then if they assign the workers, that will allow me to do the production this round. Otherwise, I'm going to sell to the foreign market and make some money this round. And then next round, we can, get them out there if they haven't been assigned yet. All right. Oh, I still have 2 plays, so I can still do both. Okay. All right. Buy goods and services. So now they can't buy healthcare, but they can buy the education. Now they're up to 8, so it'll cost them 80. 3, 6, 7, 8, but they can pay for that. So funding the state should get them some money. All right, so 8. Okay, that's going to upgrade one of their workers. So the question then is, what is the skilled worker criteria here? Well, before I do that, their prosperity is going to go up. They're going to get 5 more victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've taken care of that part. And now we're going to figure out which one do they upgrade. They can upgrade they have 5 workers working at the luxury area, so that's going to be where they're going to go next, is to upgrade a worker to a luxury worker so that they can get a trade union there, which is a little scary because they're going to have a lot of influence to impact these elections later on. Okay, so my next play for the capitalist class, I will discard foreign market insight, and I will do an export. So 5, 10, luxury. I'm going to sell those, and that's going to give me 55, 65, 75, 80, 60, 70, 80. And then I can also, I have 7 education that I can sell for 50. And get another 50. So 120, 30, 40. 120, 30, 40, 50, 157 currently. Okay, so that's some money to work with. Okay. And now we'll do our last round. Okay, another proposal, foreign trade and immigration. Okay, and immigration for the working class, they want 7 to be at B, so they already have their preferred policy, so they're going to skip that. And then the next thing would be goods and services, which they don't have the goods available to buy those. And then assigning workers, then their first priority will be their first worker will go to the union. And then I do have my fashion company, so they can assign their workers there, which is perfect for me because now I can spend my last turn doing something else with my other cards. Okay, so now I'm going to discard competitive wages. I'm going to hold on to these 2 in case I can use them in the future. But what do I want to do? I probably want to influence elections because I don't want to have to pay extra money. And they're gonna have heavy amounts I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to lobby as opposed to doing political pressure because I need to be able to try to match the Atoma. So I have to pay 30 out of my capital. It's a big price to pay, but I just want to be able to at least keep the wages down as long as I can. Okay. All right, so that's my last move. And now we're going to have the production. So we'll produce. So I need to pay 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 to the working class. And the state is paying 20, 40, 60. And the production that happens is going to be 6. Education for here, 6 food over here, and 7, 8, 9, 11, 17, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 10 more on the board. 12 is the max. Then I could do 12 more here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And now the education will be 4 for the state. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5, 6, 7, 8 for the healthcare. Okay. So we've done everything for that. Production, covering needs. They now need to buy 8 food. And so they'll buy 6. The working class will buy 6. So it'll be 6 times 12, 60, 72, 50, 60, 70. Go figure, I gotta break this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 72, and then the other 3 will go back to the working class. And so that's 6. Oh, you know what? Let's see, 12 times 6. Yep, 12 times 6 is 72, but they also need to pay 20. Well, they need to import the rest of them. So that's going to be 15 times 2 is 30 to pay for the other 2. And that's gonna cover their needs. It's very expensive when you have this many, so especially with all these unemployed workers. So then the next thing that they are going to do after that, IMF, we're still fine. Good. Yeah, don't even have a loan yet. And now everybody's going to pay taxes. So our policies are 2B, 3C. Okay, so 2B, 3C is 4. 4 times 8. So 8, 16, 32. That the working class has to pay 20, 32 for taxes. And then the capitalist is going to have to pay 1 times their 5 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies. So they'll have to pay 6 in taxes there. And then their revenue is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 11, 112, 113. Let's see, 90, 100. Oh, wait, 50, 70, 90, 100, 123, 123. So at a C policy, that's 20 that they're going to have to pay for taxes, and then all their money gets to move over. So it'll be a nice addition over here in a bit. Okay, so we've paid our taxes, and now we do our bag refill. 5 yellow cubes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 blue cubes. And then since the population's 8, we're going to have 4 red cubes in the bag. Also, trade unions, there are 3 of them now, so the Automa is going to get 3 more influence cubes. So now they got 6. That's a huge bonus for them. Okay, so both proposals are going to be the Automa's proposals. So let's hope that we get some good numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. So the Automa is winning for labor market. They have more influence. I'm going to risk that they aren't going to be able to get enough. So I have 5 and they have 2, so I'm just going to hope that they only get 2. When you're only a player on your side, okay. Okay, the other side has more influence than needed to win. You spend the necessary influence. Okay. Let's see. Have more than that needed to win. Yeah, so I guess no matter what, you're going to be able to tie me if you spend the necessary influence. You have more than needed to win. So, okay, well, I guess it's going to give you 3, and we're just going to give it to you. It may be that that wasn't quite right with what's required, but I'm trying to drain the influence. So these labor unions are making a big difference in allowing that policy to change. So that's huge. In the last round, now all the prices are going, or wages for the workers are going up. So they're going to make some big bucks in the last round because of that, unless I can get a immediate vote in the next round somewhere. Okay, foreign trade is the last one there. So I don't have any influence left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 and 2. So they win because they have a better setup. Okay, so actually they should have had a business deal, but now we've got a second one, and now the prices are going down. Okay, so now next round I'm gonna have to lower my price as well. So those policies hurt for next round. I'm not gonna make as much money, and that's gonna allow the working class to catch up a little bit. So right now I've got a decent lead on the Automa, but they may be able to catch up with these policy changes that they just made. So labor market and foreign trade do make a significant difference there. At least I get to put my 2 blue cubes in the bag, and we will go from there. Okay, elections done. Trade unions 2, 4, 6. 6 more victory points for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I now have 50, 100, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 220, 240, 250, 255, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 269. So 9 more victory points plus 3 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 10 plus 3 is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so at least I'm putting some distance between myself and the Automa going into this last round. Okay, so now, last round, we still have taxes low, so that's huge, but the labor market is an issue. Okay, drop prosperity. Draw action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 is 7. And new companies. All right, and after we new companies, new business deal and exports. So the good thing about this, though, is since the foreign trade is now at level C, that's going to make it so we're going to have a much more favorable situation when it comes to our business deals. So I can take advantage of that. Even though my preference is to have import prices high, now I can work with business deals to maybe take advantage of some of those this round if I want to. Okay, so let's let the Automa make their first move. Okay, so they want to assign workers. There's no one to assign. Oh, but they can do a cooperative. Yep, so they're going to do that. So they can take advantage of their co-op farm, and they can just build that for free, and then they will get to put their 3 workers there. So I'm gonna put these over. I want to be where people can see it a little bit. Okay, I'll just kind of put it on the corner of the board here, so it's in a location that you can see, and they'll have 1, 2, 3 workers assigned to that, so they'll be able to have food that they produce next or this next round, which will be huge. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do one last thing, which is the workers. They're going to get 3 more unemployed workers. I didn't do that before we did their first move. So, okay. 1, 2, 3. And now that they're up to 9 population, that's going to be huge to be able to get that 2 food. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, which is where we're at. Okay, so yes, they are at 9 population. It's going to be very expensive for them to get all the things they need. Good thing for them, their healthcare and benefits are cheap. Okay, so they played their first card. So let's see what I have available. I could do offshore companies at some point. That'll be nice. Selling a company. This will be the round to do it, but we'll see. Well, maybe wait till the end. Pay 15 to add 6 voting cubes to the bag. It really depends on what. I think I'll save that and I'll use it if any of the policies are ones that I want. Same deal with this. Not operational. They're all, no, only one isn't operational. It's one I can do anything with. Okay, so all right, so let's build up some money though. So I'm going to, unfortunately, my exports are not favorable this round. Okay, so I will discard the foreign recruitment, and I'm going to sell on the export market because that's the best option I have here. Selling 10 to get 50 for the cell phones. And then also education, I have 6, so I can sell 5 to get 35. Okay, so keep 1. So 50, 35 is going to be 85, 50, 60, 70, 85 for my revenue. Okay, and then the Automa will take their turn. All right, they're going to get their free education or free healthcare, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they will hire another unemployed worker. And with that, they will also get to move their prosperity up. So that's 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be an interesting end game if they can pull a lot of points together. I think I have a decent lead, but I really don't know at the end because they're going to make a lot of money and get a lot of points with the working class. Okay. So our next move then. I think I'm going to do an exit strategy to sell my shopping mall. Since I have so many cell phones already even, I'm going to sell that to get 32. No. Back that up. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do public opinion polling, and I'm going to propose a bill. The bill is going to be to move the labor market, and I get to reveal 5 cubes from the bag, and if I want, I can do an immediate vote, and I can just hope that I have a whole bunch in my favor. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'll call for that immediate vote. And let's just see what the Automa does with it. Okay. Spending influence when losing, and you're the only player. The other side, you just spend necessary, so they're going to block it with 1 influence. Okay. Maybe I could have played that better. Okay. That's all right. Perhaps in retrospect, I think what I would do differently next time is try to lobby first and then do that, and then perhaps I would be able to have a better shot at beating the Automa there. Okay, so their next play, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could buy goods for A, 4B. You may only buy from public services this turn, but they can't because they don't have what they need to do that. So it kind of creates a bit of a dilemma there. Oh, but I guess I only have 7 from the luxuries anyways. So we'll move then to assigning workers, which they also cannot do, and they'll propose a bill. And their bill, welfare, state, education. I mean, that at this point isn't going to impact me much. As long as I keep my taxes in good shape, then that's what I need. Okay. All right. So, okay, I'm gonna discard this 4 in recruitment to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and at least it's going to get me another 50. Just trying to get as much money as I can as we move toward the end. Okay. All right, the Automa 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I don't really care about the welfare, so that's good. Okay, healthcare. They can't do either one of these for the proposal, and then they can't do this. Can't assign workers. Oh, joy of joys. All right, strike. Strike. Labor market is in 2C, or labor market is in 2B, and there is at least 2 trade unions. But the labor market's in 2A, so they can't do that as well. Okay, so that means they're going to actually move to the special action, get 15 from the player in whose companies you have the most workers. That would be me. So they're stealing my money. Okay. So they moved to the special action because they could not do any of the other actions on the card. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think what I will do is I will do an exit strategy, but I'll actually sell my hotel so I don't have to pay that 30. So I'll get 30 and I don't have to pay 30. So that'll be huge, but it also puts these people at the unemployment line. Let's just hope that they don't have a demonstration at any point soon. But I guess there's still 2, 4, 6, 8 locations for them to work. So that means that they won't. That means they won't have enough to have a demonstration. Okay, so I got 30 for that. And they'll make their last play. And taxation, oh no. Okay, but I guess I already have paid my taxes, so that'll be a win. Okay. All right. If they do, let's see. You can add 2 voting cubes to the bag first, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna lose that one. Unfortunately, the significance of that is going to be instead of me getting the policy benefit at the end, if they pull these 2 policies away, then I'm not going to get the extra points at the end. But I do have a significant lead, and let's hope that that is enough for me. Okay, so I'm going to have to pay 25, oh goodness, 30, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105. Oh, that's awful. So I can't really afford to do too much this round. So I guess what I can try to do would be I could just try to make some of these workers unemployed to make sure that I'm not having to pay through the nose for those workers. Yeah, I'm gonna sell the which one do I want to sell? I'll sell the college because it's the most expensive. So these guys become unemployed, and I just hope that they don't do a demonstration this next round, but I'll get another 16 from that. It's kind of the best option I had available when they twisted my arm with the labor market. Okay. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Last one. Okay. Okay, they don't have 3, 4, 5. No, they don't have the goods necessary. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Okay, so they're going to propose a bill. Fiscal policy is the bill that they're going to propose. Okay. So I guess we will see what happens with all those. So now I'm only paying 25, 50, 70. Okay, so that's workable. 50 would get me 7. We're now to the point. 50 doesn't make sense for 7 because you can get more victory points the other way. Okay. But I can do offshore companies to make it so I don't have to pay taxes on them. So I have currently 50, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 70, wait, 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 166. So 50 will come here, and then I'll get another 33, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch those out. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Still have money to pay. Okay. And that was the last move. All right. So now we'll do our production. we'll get 6 food. Oh, I also want to change prices before we are, as part of my last move. Change it down, maybe make some money from the state because they want to be cheaper, so I'll sell it to them cheaper. Okay. Produce goods and services, we pay 50, 70 to the working class. And okay, the state's going to pay 25, 50, 75, 20, 40, 60, 75. Fortunately, they have enough, but almost not enough. Okay. And needs we're going to cover now. They need 9. I have 6. 6 times 9, 54 that they're going to have to pay. And then they're also going to pay an additional 30 to the imports. So, but that was huge for them to get the policy changed. So it's cheaper. So 54 to me though, 55, and then 1 back. Okay. And then their needs are covered. No IMF, taxes. Okay. 9 times our policies are 3C, 2A. So 2A, 3C is 5. 5 times 9, 45. So 50 here, 5 back. And then capitalist now has 4 operational companies. So I'll pay 4, 5 there, 1 back. And then the revenue is going to be, we have 63 left. Okay, 50 to 99. 3C is still the policy. So they're going to have to pay 10. So the taxes will move after. Oh, sorry, that 10 should go to the Treasury. And then they're done with that. And then they move everything across. Okay. Let's refill. Okay, so now you only get 2 blue in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get 5 red in the bag, so the working class is going to clean up right here, most likely, and then also 5 yellow, because they also have the benefit of these influence cubes. And speaking of which, 1, 2, 3, 3 more influence cubes. So really, I don't have any, so there's nothing I can do to fight them. Okay, so fiscal policy first. 1, 2, 3. These are all going to be for the state, or not the state, the working class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 and 2. That means working class wins. So they're going to get 3 victory points on that. 1, 2, 3. 2 blue back in the bag. Okay, taxation. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, they win on that. 1, 2, 3. And then finally, welfare state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and 3rd time in a row, they are going to win. Blue cube goes in the bag, everything else out. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So we've done the elections, and the working class is in really, really good shape because now the capitalists aren't going to get any extra points, and the working class is going to get a lot because they have 3 policies at their end. So this is a huge push at the end. So now scoring phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the trade unions, and then for the capitalists, let's count up their money that they've got. Okay, so 50, 100, 150, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 371, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 385. So 11 plus 3 is 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then 12 plus 3 is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So again, there's a pretty big gap there, but let's see if that gap comes a little bit closer together as we do final scoring. Okay. So we'll do the working class first. Okay, so their final scoring, they get 1 for every victory, or 1 victory point for every 10 money they have. So up to 150, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. So that's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then they're also going to get, they got 3 socialist policies, 1, 2, and 4 in their favor. And based on their card, 1 would get them 1, 2 would get them 4, 3 would get them 8, 4 would get them 12, and then 5 would get them 18. But they have got 3, so they'll get 8 more based on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and for the capitalist player, well, you would get extra points for the goods that you have, the resources, but I don't have any left, so because I sold them all. And I also would get points for policies, but none of the policies are in my favor. So 123 is where I'm at. So this is a much closer game than the last one I played with the Automa. Last game I played, it's possible I was doing it a little incorrectly. Actually, I just realized earlier the Automa paid for for food. They should have been able to keep 20 more, which gets them 2 more points. 98. So, I mean, the Automa got close to 100. Last time I played, they had about 50 something, 54, 55, I think, which that's a good amount of points difference. And it's possible I was playing it wrong last time, but it's also possible that the policies they were using and the plays they were doing were just more favorable. But yeah, this ended up being really, a 20 point, 30 point difference instead of almost a 100-point difference. But so that's it though. That's a full playthrough. I feel pretty good about. I believe I got most of this right. If you noticed that there was something I could have done better, please drop a comment to help me if there was something I misunderstood with how you play out the Automa player, or if I missed something along the way. But otherwise, that was the Automa of the working class, simple. Versus the capitalist player. I'll be doing more of these plays with different combinations of Automa players, and hope you enjoyed it, hope you benefit from it, and maybe learned a thing or two along the way. But have a wonderful day.